Hey guys, it's Tay and welcome to the house where the vibes make you feel at home. Welcome back to episode 4 of the Vibe House podcast. I'm very happy to be back with you guys this week. We've got some things to get into this week, of course. Unfortunately, I did not show up on the on the IGTV live, so we will be covering a lot of things in the catch-up. So we're going to go ahead and get into that, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for you guys tuning in every week. And if you guys do want to see more content, make sure you guys are following us at Vibe House TV for more. But let's go ahead and get into the episode. Alright, so let's get into the catch-up for this week. We've actually have some very exciting things to get into. So as I was speaking on last week, Beyonce was on Harper's Bazaar, and she did have a cowgirl theme, and that cowgirl theme went into her Ivy Park collab with Adidas. It was themed, I think, the Invisible Cowgirl, so it talked about the cowgirl and cowboy culture, the black cowgirl and cowboy culture specifically in Texas, and how it's been ignored and often not talked about, but black people were the first cowboys and cowgirls often, and that history really isn't explored, so Beyonce explored that within the pieces that she made for this project, and the drop did happen this week. I tried and failed to get some pieces. There's one specifically, there's like a cowhide purple Adidas skirt. It had like the Adidas stripes and everything, and I was like, yes, this is me. This is I need this in my wardrobe. And I tried to go get it, and of course it was out of my price range and out of stock already. You know, these Beyonce collabs always go very quick, and of course a whole bunch of stars got it. So I'm excited to see some looks with it, of course. But I don't know if she did boxes this time. You know, no one really talked about it. Maybe they're trying to keep it on the low. But there was also, I think, an accompanying art exhibit. There was I know that she revealed a statue in New York, and then there was also a online, I think it might have been, I'm not sure if it was in the museum as well, but I know online there was a visual audio thing to go with it as well, so that was interesting. First, when I heard, audio visual, I was like, oh no, Beyonce album, dropping with the fit, yes, but it doesn't seem to be that. It seemed to be a lot of instrumentals. Maybe they are instrumentals from an upcoming project. We will see. There's also some other Beyonce kind of rumor drama going on as well this week. I think on Twitter, the Destiny's Child account changed, the official account for them, changed their header to something new, and a lot of people thought, Beyonce was talking about new music, and now this is happening, so maybe there is a correlation between the two. I'm not exactly sure. Reading Beyonce's moves is always the hardest. I think she's the hardest artist to predict and know exactly what, she's going to do. So just kind of wait and see what she's going to bring out. I'm excited for anything she's going to bring, of course. So, I mean, of course, I was very excited for this Ivy Park collab. Hopefully some things come back on sale. I don't know. I've never seen any of her collections in store come back. I know she did specific stores. I think yesterday it was in specific stores in live in person. I think one time when I was in New York, I kind of caught one, or I saw it when it was on sale. Should have gotten it. It was, I think it was the last season, maybe it was last summer, and she did kind of this jacket dress combo. So I always miss out. There's always one piece in each collection that I'm just that would have been me, that would have been it. But, eventually, hopefully I'll be getting my own Beyonce packages. I'm manifesting that. But let's go ahead and get into the next thing. Speaking of black women artists, Lizzo got a lot of backlash last week after her song Rumors with Cardi B came out. She always stands up for the big girls, always is here for the big girls, no matter what. And then a lot of people just, have a lot of backlash towards her. I saw something talking about, she would never, find a man, she would have to lose all her weight. And I'm just whatever man is meant to be for her is going to love her regardless of her weight or her size or anything like that. So, I don't know. I just hate that there's so much strife about it. She's a great artist. She creates great music. And I just don't know why her size has to be so important. I mean, I guess they're not, comfortable. I know she does flaunt it a lot on Instagram and social media, but she doesn't flaunt it any more than a smaller girl or a more fit girl does. So I don't really think, I think it's a double standard. I know a lot of her stuff gets, taken down and censored. Because, I mean, a lot of, as a thicker black woman, even growing up, for me, wearing shorts or skirts and stuff like that was already, deemed as, inappropriate when anyone else who did it wasn't inappropriate. So I don't think that double standard has always been fair. So I love that she's coming for it and saying it out loud and saying it with her chest, and I'm here for it. 100% no Lizzo hate here. Like, we don't do that. If you're in this house, this vibe house, and you're with that, you can go. Like, you can go for real, because I just think that it's such a powerful message, and no matter what she does, I mean, you know, she's always, you know, pushing that and pushing positivity and body positivity, and I think that's something we definitely need more of. Even if, I mean, I know she works out and she is vegan, and it's like, you don't have to be small to be those things. So if she looks how she wants to look and feels how she wants to feel, then it's great to me. And as long as I'm getting some more Lizzo music, because I think if you guys follow me on my personal Twitter, it's also T by Tay. I was saying like a couple months ago, I need new Lizzo music. Because the last project she had, like, that popped, it was already a couple years old, and then she was sitting on it for a couple years. So need some new music in the bank. So excited to see some new music from her, of course, as always. And then another follow-up from last week. I have been watching more of The Hype on HBO. It seems to come out every week. Last week they had 3 episodes. This week they have 3 episodes. And I think next week they'll probably have the last 3 episodes. So I kind of like how they did that. So I'm able to, like, binge it in stages. But I'm really loving it so far. I think the last episode, it was, like, focused around Offset, and they brought Cardi on. So that was exciting to see. I wonder if they kind of, like, timed that with her release with Lizzo. So that was very timely. So that was awesome to see. I think that's a very interesting show. I mean, I would say that I'm into fashion, because, you know, I am a fashion observer, as it does say on the page. But I'm not, like, into making fashion or anything like that. So I think it's very interesting to see that process and see how everything comes about, and, like, how cool people can just, like, make random strips of, you know, sheet and paper and just, like, turn it into, like, a whole fit. So I think that's super fly. If you're interested in checking that out, definitely go check that out on HBO. And I think that's going to be it for the catch-up this week. So let's go ahead and get into some brand new news, some new stories to get into. So let's go ahead and get into this breakdown. Alright, hey guys, welcome to the breakdown for this episode. We are going to go ahead and get straight into it this week. There's some exciting news from one of my favorite duos since they got together. I think they've only had 2 singles. So, you know, we have Leave the Door Open, and we have, I think, Skate from Silk Sonic that have been out. And they have announced, I think, Bruno Mars, I think they were both together, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak were together on the Rolling Stones cover. And I think in that interview they let everyone know that their debut album together is going to be coming out. And that is very exciting. Since they come out, of course, they've been like a super groovy, almost like 70s vibe. And I love that they've kind of like thrown back. Like, I think they're probably, I mean, not to say, like, Chris Brown's a good R&B, but he's also like hip hop. But I think they're like the most truly R&B artists. And I love to see them kind of like stepping back and kind of seeing how like amazing and creative all those music and performances were. And, you know, kind of throwing back and, like, bringing it into a new generation, because their songs are, like, they're old school, but they're also, they're, like, classics. They're still classics now, and I think they still fit, like, with the modern vibe. So I am very excited to see them with an album on the way. I know some people were saying that they were, like, they're going to start thinking that the collaboration wasn't real because they only put out 1 song. But then they came out with Skate, and now they are talking about a full album. I mean, I'm sure with COVID and everything, it just took a lot longer than they, you know, thought so. They probably, you know, had some time separated, or, you know, were making songs separately and then came together, which of course probably wasn't the original goal of the group. So I think it is interesting to see them, you know, finally put a project together. It's going to be so groovy and so vibey. I wonder if we're going to get maybe like a, you know, a song just from Bruno or a song just from Anderson on the album, or if it's all going to be a collaboration, or if it's going to be a collaboration plus features. Like, that would be really awesome to see. So that's going to be very exciting, very good music. So excited for that, and excited to cover that for you guys as well. So I'll keep you guys updated as, you know, that gets closer. I don't think we have a date as of now. I think they just say it's going to be coming soon. Maybe soon means end of year, maybe soon means beginning of 2022, but we will definitely see. Alright, so next we have some very exciting news, at least for me. So one of my favorite artists, Aaliyah, of course, you know, of course she's loved by people all over the world. A lot of her music has not been on Spotify for a very long time, and You know, I think she's a staple in a lot of people's playlists. Of course, you know, when you're out with friends and like family, it's something that, you know, people want to listen to, and everyone kind of like knows her songs. So I think it's, you know, it's interesting that they took so long to put her songs on streaming. I know they're very protective of her brand and of her marketing. So I know if that's something that they, you know, were keeping their eye out on and seeing how streaming was like really going, how it would affect her music. But they are going to be putting more of her songs on there. I think One in a Million just came out on Spotify, and they've put like this whole like montage together, and I saw that the other day, and that was very exciting. I think it's exciting just to see them finally putting her work on there. I mean, I think it's crazy not to. Like, it was so strange, like, wanting to listen to, you know, like, I'm not sure if this is the one that had Rock the Boat on it. I haven't looked at all the songs. I forgot all the songs from this project. But there's, like, songs I try to look up, and I'm just like, oh, I can't find it because she's not on any streaming services. I think she might have been on Pandora for a while, because I know I heard a lot of her songs pop up on there. But I guess they just hadn't come up with a good agreement for Apple Music and for Spotify. But now she is on streaming services. I think more of her albums are going to be dropping, I guess, throughout the next couple months. So it's exciting to get, you know, kind of like new releases from Aaliyah. So it's kind of, you know, cool. And I mean, I guess I kind of like the way they did that. They did build a lot of anticipation. So, I mean, maybe, you know, maybe that's the move. I mean, of course she is, you know, a legend, you know, in the industry. So happy to see, you know, work from her. And happy, you know, probably going to put it on my cleaning playlist, you know, my Saturday morning. Actually, it is Saturday morning now. I had a little bit of a delay yesterday, but we are online, you know, so I do have some other exciting news that did come out Friday evening that I'm like, super excited that I waited on. But we do have some new music coming out from Kendrick Lamar, but, you know, it's kind of bittersweet because he did release a statement saying that this may be his last project with TDE. Now, I don't know what that means, you know, because Top Dog Entertainment, of course, is his own, you know, thing. So I don't know if he's just going to go straight into business and only do the business part, or what he, you know, his plan kind of is after retirement. Maybe he will make independent projects or something like that. Like, you know, it's like the way he said it was kind of cryptic. You know, a lot of rappers, when they say they're going to retire, they never really retire. Like, I hate to say this, but a lot of them don't. So, I mean, I love to hear some new music from Kendrick. I mean, of course, it's been a while. I think his last project was Damn. Of course, he did win like a Pulitzer or whatever for that project. So, of course, he deserves a little time off. But, I mean, it's interesting to see. I don't know. Like, it's almost like, you know, because, you know, I know they get a lot of comparisons, him and J. Cole. And I don't see Cole stopping music for any time. He just, like, takes his time on his projects and, like, always wants to get better. And, I mean, I feel like it's not to say it's almost arrogant. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of reasons why he doesn't want to make music anymore. But I was like, are you done with the craft already? Like, are you already done, like, trying to become your best in this thing? So, I don't know. I wish he wouldn't say it like that. So, I don't think it's going to be the end of his projects or the end of anything that he's doing. I think there's going to be more songs from him. Of course, you have, I think SZA's also on TDE, Pusha, you know, so he has, you know, some other people to keep it going. Of course, I think Pusha is the president of TDE. So that's why I was like, I don't know what role Kendrick would play at that point. So we'll see how that grows and develops for him. We are excited to see some new music from him because, of course, Damn was a classic. So hopefully he'll put out another classic for us to sit down and take apart and, you know, really get into. So I'm very excited for that. And excited for you guys to get some, you know, new Kendrick vibes as well. Alright, well, speaking of vibes, let's go ahead and get into some vibes that are right around the corner that have just come out that you guys can go listen to right now. So let's go ahead and hop into these new releases. Very first this week, we have Trippie Redd. He has a new album out called Trip at Night. I listened to a few songs, but the one that stood out for me was Rich Motherfucker, Rich MF, featuring Polo G and Lil Durk. I really do like that song. I was listening to it the other day. I was like, this is a vibe. Like, I know I've told you before, like, I think I talked about Trippie's last album on here, and I know a lot of people aren't a huge, I mean, I'm not a huge, like, I guess Gen Z and millennial kind of thing going on, but I love Trippie Redd. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, when he puts out a project, I always think it hits personally. Like, I don't know, like, there's always a couple songs on there that, like, really do it for me. This one I love. I've been, you know, me and my husband. I still catch myself saying that sometimes, but me and my husband have, you know, been loving Polo G and been listening to Polo G a lot. So, been really feeling him. So, you know, to see this collab, I really, you know, it was right up my alley. So excited to see that. Decided to get into it some more. I will definitely be back on IG Live next week, and we can get into some of these projects. And the next one is going to be from Young Thug. He did drop a single this week called TikTok. Namely, he did not spell it like the app, of course, but he did, you know, it's very like a nod to the app. So that is exciting to see. I wonder if there's going to be like a TikTok dance or like whatever to go with it. It is, but it's really good. Like, I don't know, like I listened to it and I was impressed by Thug. Like, I know that a lot of people, like, I wasn't really like a Young Thug fan to begin with, of course, you know, when I was younger. But I've grown into loving him, and I think this is a really good project. So if you guys like Young Thug, definitely go check this one out. I mean, it is just a single for now. You know, I think the last project we got from him was the Slime project or Slime 2. I can't remember. But it has been a while since we've seen him, so I'd be excited to get a new project from him. So definitely go check out that single. And then we also have a new album from Lorde, which is, you know, I've been, you know, checking out some of her interviews. I watch Hot Ones, if you guys know what that is. It's a YouTube, like, interview show. And she went on there, and, you know, you eat, like, really hot wings or something like that. And she went on the show, and she said that the album, which name is Solar Power, is kind of like her message to the sun, which is really interesting. Like, you know, kind of like, I can't remember how she said it. She said it really well. If you guys want to go check that episode out, I'll link it in the description as well. But I really love that interview. It kind of gave me a little bit more of an insight into Lorde and what made me want to check out her music. I know she had, you know, the project when I was in high school. It came out in like 2013, her first project. And I think this is her third album now. I think her last project was in 2017. So this is, you know, kind of like a new, evolved, grown-up Lorde. So I am very excited to get into that as well. I was listening to a few songs and they feel like a very much, you know, more like a bright and cheery than the rest of her songs. And I think that's, you know, it's interesting to see her kind of delve into that, you know, part of pop. So that's exciting to see from her as well. Alright, and very last we do have Soulfly from Rod Wave. This came out originally back in March, but this is a deluxe version of the project. And I really liked the project before. I hadn't listened to it as much, so I think there are some new songs that kind of caught my attention. So I'm definitely going to go back in and see what the rest of this project is looking like. But that's it for the new releases this week and for all of the breakdown. If you guys want more in-depth, you know, me to go deeper into these stories, definitely let me know in the comments. And any questions or anything you guys have, I will answer them in the IG Live this week. So definitely give me something to talk about so we can sit down together and, you know, kind of just get together and talk about all these things. But we're going to go ahead and close out for this episode. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back next week, of course, with new stories and new vibes for you guys to get into. If you guys want to check us out during the week, definitely come check us out on the page at Vibehouse TV. That's VIBEHOUSE TV on Instagram and on Twitter as well. And I think it's on Facebook if you guys want to check us out there also. If you guys want to check me out personally, I am going to be posting some more DIYs and some wedding related stuff. If you guys want to go check that out, it's going to be on T by Tay. That's TEABYTAYE. If you guys want to go check that out. Thank you guys again for tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your weekend or the rest of your week whenever you guys are listening. And we will see you guys soon. Bye.